Pennington County 4-H members were honored today at the annual Pennington County 4-H recognition event.
Well, the 55th Western 4-H Family Consumer Sciences Show kicked off at the Central States Fairgrounds today as a part of the Western Junior Livestock Show that's been taking place all week. The Family Consumer Sciences Show was started for the kids in 4-H that weren't raising animals so that they could compete in events as well. This morning, 4-H members were competing in a bread baking contest, showing their skills on baking different types of breads. They must bake the bread in front of a culinary expert judge who then gives them feedback. The 4-H Youth Program advisor said it's just one way to show that 4-H is more than just animals.
We've got youth that are learning about robotics, they're learning about photography, they're learning about a whole host of different things. It's essentially what interests them and what can get them excited about what they're doing in 4-H, and working with our 4-H clubs to do community service, make decisions about what the club's going to do as a whole. So that's really what 4-H is about.
Olson says the mission of 4-H is to teach life skills and leadership skills to the younger generation and show them how it will benefit them throughout their entire lives.
No secret that men primarily dominate fields in computer science. That's why one Rapid City Elementary School is making efforts to bridge that gap. Our Jill Langland explains.
With women, there's always the lack of women in those job fields. So getting young ladies interested in learning about this is definitely important, so that they realize that it's a job that they can do. It's not just a job for guys. Anybody can do the job.
Proving that the science and technology fields are open to anyone, Meadowbrook Elementary students took part in Hour of Coding, an international effort to interest students in computer science.
This is the education of the future. Coding is the education of the future. Computer sciences is the education of the future. As part of our strategic plan, we want to have students have an individualized and dynamic education to prepare them for 21st century learning. That's what we're doing.
It's definitely something that will be to their advantage, especially as you look at where we may be heading in the future with a lot more opportunities for jobs in computer coding or engineering, program design, all of that stuff. So the earlier you get started, the more fluent you are in knowing what you're doing.
Today's program jump-started a passion among Meadowbrook students.
When I grow up for a scientist, I would like to be better than the boys at science. I bet I will be because I'm a lot smarter and I work harder than a lot of boys in my class.
In Rapid City, Jill Langland, Coda Territory News.
And I'll bet you do. Well, tomorrow at Corral Drive, they're hosting a family coding night where students and parents get to take part in computer programming from 3:30 until 5:30, and that should be eye-opening for some of us parents.
This morning at the Black Hills National Cemetery, volunteers helped lay down wreaths on the graves of those who were willing to lay down their lives for our country. Hundreds of volunteers came out to lay almost 2,000 wreaths on the graves of veterans. Many different groups came out to help, including the 4-H Club, Boy Scouts, Girl Scouts, VFW auxiliaries, and church groups. People were able to help purchase and sponsor a wreath for any grave at the cemetery. The laying of these wreaths are meant to honor the lives of those soldiers and all the way from the Spanish-American War up to today. According to the coordinator of this event, each year more and more volunteers show up to help remember our veterans during the holiday season.
Today truly is about remembering and honoring our veterans. And we have a lot of veterans that are not being remembered, that they don't have any family members. And it's the holiday season, and we just feel this is a great time to do this service for the veterans and for their families.
Next Saturday is National Wreaths Across America Day, in which wreath-laying ceremonies will take place across the country at 1,200 other veteran cemeteries. This includes another wreath-laying at the Black Hills National Cemetery. It will start at 10 a.m. and they plan to cover 18,000 graves. If you are interested in volunteering or sponsoring a wreath, go to wreathsacrossamerica.org.
This time last week, 15-year-old Sadie Tesh was in France shooting for an international title.
That's impressive. And this weekend, she was spending her time at Black Hills Archery mentoring youth.
Sadie Tesh is a unique athlete. Her sport doesn't require running or jumping, but skill of a different kind.
It was 7 years ago. I started walking through Cabela's. One of the ladies asked me if I wanted to try archery, and I said, sure, why not? And ended up loving it, and every day. I'm here every day now.
The 15-year-old shot for bronze in the World Archery Tournament in France.
I shot a 280 to qualify third, and then went into the eliminations and made it to the bronze medal match. I ended up missing bronze by 2 points and ended up fourth.
Her parents, Dawn and Denny, say they're just along for the ride.
It's almost overwhelming what the monster we created.
It's hard to believe it was not that long ago. She was on that 10-yard line, and now she's shooting the senior line and going to France for a world shoot. All of it wrapped up. It's hard to explain as a parent. You're just so proud and so excited for what's that next tournament going to bring.
And although Sadie travels the world to hit a bullseye, she remembers her roots right here in Rapid City.
It reminds me of when I was little and like looking up to people. I want them looking up at me pretty much, setting a good example for them.
Owner of the Black Hills Archery, Al Kraus, says Sadie gives younger kids an opportunity to see where this sport can take them.
She's just excelled so far that I wanted to bring her back into helping coach, having those kids see where she's taking it. It's a wonderful thing to show that, hey, with hard work and dedication, here's where I've achieved my goals. I've set my goals, I've worked hard at it, I've achieved them, I'm a world champion. And then her stepping back, helping the kids progress is wonderful.
In Rapid City, Brenna Ramsden, Coda Territory News.
Sadie's next shoot will be in Las Vegas, Nevada. She hopes that compound archery will make it as a game in the 2024 Olympics and has a goal of participating on the USA team.
Minds showed off their robotics knowledge at a 4-H competition, but this organization wasn't always technology focused. Black Hills Fox reporter Katrina Lim takes a look at how 4-H evolved from agricultural activities to the STEM fields.
One rotation I think would be too much.
Didn't grab it this time.
15 young competitors participated in the robotics challenge of Western South Dakota Youth in Action Day. Teams of kids were on a mission for NASA, searching for water on Mars.
I like it.
Why do you like it?
Because I like building and programming the robot and everything.
The birth of 4-H in the United States came in 1902 when A.B. Graham started a youth program in Clark County, Ohio.
So 4-H does have its roots in agriculture. It started out really taking the university to the rural American citizens, especially teaching farming practices and how to live in a rural lifestyle.
Although it's still heavily agriculture-based, the youth mentorship program grew
Yes!
to include the STEM field. Olson says they had robotics challenges twice a year since 2016 and believes STEM came into the picture for 4-H around the 1990s when the World Wide Web went live to the world.
I've always gotten the question, do you have to raise an animal to be in 4-H? Do you have to do certain things? And 4-H is really about what youth want to do. It's not necessarily you have to do X, Y, Z, but what are they interested in? And so as kids got more interested in science, technology, engineering, mathematics, building Lego robots, we changed to support that.
Olson says 4-H cares about the wants and needs of the youth and that they'll expand their programs as children expand their interests. Reporting in Rapid City, I'm Katrina Lim, Black Hills Fox News.
It began with the seed of an idea.
By empowering the next generation to lead, 4-H took root and grew and grew and grew.
Out of the farms and into the towns, from the suburbs to the cities.
Anywhere curiosity roams and confidence thrives. Anywhere technology can be advanced and achievement is valued. Anywhere positive change is possible and giving back moves entire communities forward.
When you think about it, it makes sense that we began with farming. After all, true leaders aren't born. They're grown.